All right. There he is. How you feeling, my man? You feeling good?
I'm feeling a little bit better than yesterday, so that's all that's important.
Well, you sound a lot better than yesterday. Boy, you sound like shit yesterday.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I
You
was
were
I
you were
was
you
not
were hurting. You were hurting yesterday.
yes, I
Bad.
was I was not doing well.
Hey,
It's a bug going around, and I feel sorry for the people who are traveling for the holidays because I can promise you're gonna get it.
oh, can we do it? Can we do it on Thursday? I'm not feeling that good.
No.
Yes, we got you. We
Those are one
got
of
you.
those days where one of those days where you slept like 20 hours in the day.
Yeah, yeah. I know those kind of days. Yeah,
I just started
yeah.
eating solid foods again, heavy diet of Gatorade, even though this is Powerade. Yeah, it's all the same thing.
Okay. All right.
But I'm
All right.
back in
Good
condition,
stuff.
baby.
All right. What'd you think of the game this past week at Buffalo? What'd you think of the team's performance?
Thought it was more impressive than what I expected. They put up a nice, good old fight. Defense let me down like usual.
It's who they are, man. It's who
I
they are.
yeah, okay. And I'm just supposed to accept who they are. Okay, yeah.
Well,
No,
look. I broke it down this week. Look, Javon Holland, Cater Kohu, Phillips, Wilkins, and
Wilkins.
Holland. And Holland. You only have 5 players on defense that are reliable. Nobody else is reliable.
Say those names
Everybody
again.
else,
Hold on. Say those names again.
Wilkins, Phillips, Sealer, Holland, and Kohu. That's it. Five
Okay,
guys
so
that are reliable
Howard's not
down in
reliable.
and down out. You have 6 guys that are liabilities right now, constantly on defense right now, because there's a lot of injuries, and it's not okay. So do we credit Boyer for the way that Wilkins, Phillips, and Sealer plays, but then we kill him for that Chubb hasn't shown up? Do we credit him for actually finding and developing Kohu, but yet X is injured and obviously has some other off the field issues too with multiple lawsuits. So whatever it is, X is not X. We know that he's a shadow of what he is, and then everything else is all injured and players that are backups. It's just really hard, Omar, to ask a lot of the defense, and yet, having said all that, the defense gave you the turnover late in the game. The defense kept you in the game. And for me, actually, I've said it all week. Mike McDaniel lost that game. 31, 32, 33. You're gouging them and you don't run the ball. Your hard headedness passes. You're in the first quarter. You move the ball with ease down the field and you decide to go on a 2-point conversion in the first quarter. Bro, there's no chart in the world that tells you to go to a 2-point conversion. Take the 1 point, fool. You're on the road. Take the point. And then the other one was Tyreek and Trent Sherfield dropped touchdowns in one drive, in one effing drive inside the red. Tua throws 2 passes that are more than catchable and they drop it. And then the other one is Mike McDaniel puts Braylon Sanders in a play that was the same play at the beginning of the year where they split the safeties in Buffalo. The kid stops and the ball sails over him for another 10 yards. Why? Because if the child would have just run, he would have run into a touchdown almost. But that's McDaniel's fault for pulling Braylon Sanders, a guy that has no experience in that position. For me, Mike McDaniel pissed the game away against the Bills. I'm not blaming the defense. I'm not blaming Tua. I'm not blaming the offensive line. I'm not blaming the running game. I'm not blaming special teams. Brother, for me, Mike McDaniel pissed this game away. That's the way I looked at it this week. You go ahead. You tell me.
All of those are fair criticisms, and coaching plays a part of it. But I say, what unit has universally, despite injuries, fallen short of expectations? It would be the defense.
Well, they have no
Now,
expectations. That's the thing. You have expectations. I have none.
no.
I have none.
At the beginning of the year, it was, we're bringing everybody back. We're going to be a better defensive unit. We got continuity. We're going to be able to pick up where we left off. All bullshit.
Did Byron Jones come back? Did he come back? No. Did Nick Needham come back? Did Nick Needham come back?
He
Did
did for
Trill
a minute.
Williams come back?
Injuries happen. Injuries happen, and players have to step up. And then trades are made, and those players have to step up. And then highly paid
They haven't.
players like Jerome Baker, they're
One
there.
hasn't and one
They got to
has,
step
right?
up.
Right.
Like
Chubb hasn't, and Jeff Wilson has. But you make the trade, and what are you going to do, bro? What are you going to do with Chubb?
Listen, it is what it is. You can look for excuses. I look for it because I can tell you right now, if this team doesn't make it to the playoffs, it's not going to be the offense falling short. It's going to be the defense falling short. And then when history records the 2022 season in the annuals, it'll say, yeah, this team had a pretty good offense. They had some good players. They had hot momentum. And then the defense just played like a wet paper towel at the end.
You blame the defense for San Francisco and the Chargers?
I don't remember which games I blame the defense for, but it's one of those two.
The San Francisco game, my man, the San Francisco game was obvious. You can't blame the defense. Tua missed every open receiver out there. Every open receiver. They were wide open.
I can't remember which game. I think it was a Chargers game where we sat here and we argued about it, and you never wanted to give any defense any responsibility and ownership, which has been consistent all year. So I give you credit for that.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I expect more than you being a bottom 10 defense in the NFL. Just me. Just me.
Kind of what they are. It's kind of what they are. If you have reliable, you tell me how 5 reliable players carry 6 that aren't. I don't know how you do that. I don't know how you compete. I don't know how you compete when you start your with the year.
Coaching.
They tell you Byron's supposed to be there and he doesn't show up,
you
and
then
on
from that.
And then yeah, but you can't move on from X and Byron not showing up. You can't move on from that.
X is there every Sunday. X is there every Sunday.
I know he's
best receiver last week because
I know he's there. I know he's there. I know the shadow of him is there. I understand that.
Hey, man, he was a Pro Bowler. Put some respect on that name.
Come on, bro.
Hey, was he or was he not a Pro Bowler in the 2008 season?
Typical Pro Bowler. They wait a year too late to get you on, and then you're a year too long on it. You know what I mean? So it's just
listen. Props.
And I'm not talking about Tua. And by the way, I'm not talking about Tua.
Defense.
Tua doesn't deserve it over the 3 guys that got there. Okay, Tua deserves to be a Pro Bowler, but unfortunately, he's got 3 guys in front of him that are monsters, and they all deserve to be in the Pro Bowl. I'm not. You can't dish. Now, I thought Marcel was right. Waddle's the one that I can make an argument that he deserves it over Chase. And I agree with them 100%. Chase was out for several weeks with a hip injury, and he wasn't consistent. And he wasn't consistent at the beginning of the year, where Waddle's been consistent the whole year, dude. I mean, he's been awesome. So that's a case that I can make for Waddle, but not for Tua, unfortunately.
I'd have to look up where they are statistically, but I thought Teron Armstead getting on that was, hey, props to them.
That's again reputation.
Yeah, man. But listen,
now I gotta give that guy love, bro. That guy's playing with
I'm not
knee injury and a toe injury, and if you watch the film, he rarely still gives bad plays, dude.
Yeah,
I mean, it's like, whoa, brother, you're like playing 70%, and you're better than everybody on the line.
Pro Bowler, and props to him. Like, listen, I'm saying. Let me put some respect on both Teron and Xavier Howard. Their peers and their coaches, the opposing coaches, they vote. They own 1/3 of the vote.
Right.
And those peers and those coaches, they know what it's like to play X and play Teron. And those coaches, they know what it's like to play X and play Teron. Xavier on defense handles a heavier load than everybody else on the team, except for maybe Tua and Tyreek Hill. Nobody else handles a heavier load. Now he didn't.
Then who? Then Howard?
Then Howard. Yes, absolutely.
Bullshit, dude. What the hell are you talking about, bro? Dude. Javon Holland handles a way bigger load than Xavier Howard any day of the week. He has to worry about the whole secondary, including X, who's a weak link.
You're the last line of defense. Don't let anybody get behind
Holland is the man in that secondary. Go watch the film. He's the guy that's got to make up for everybody, dude.
Yeah,
The
okay.
guy's still making plays. His responsibilities are way more than any corner, like any free safety or strong safety, because in this case, they're kind of mixing them up right now. So,
No.
it's kind of a mix up right now, but still.
Let me if he was playing nickel on a consistent basis and dropping
He's
down,
all over the place.
huh?
He's all over the place, bro. He's the insurance policy for a lot of people, including X.
Okay. All right. I'm not even getting anywhere with this conversation. So let me move on.
You don't think so?
You,
You don't think X?
you got it out for X. See what happens when he stops shadowing people. See your boy Cater Cole. See how wonderful he is.
Cater's done a fabulous job for a Division II player. Okay.
I'm not putting any conditions on it.
No, it's just I'm saying
Wasn't
for,
Wes
for
Welker like a Division II player or
yeah, yeah,
okay? Like
yeah,
you act like
and it took Wes Welker a couple of years to become an impactful player.
you act
Okay,
like you should get an
because remember they
asterisk
got
because
him off a
you're a
practice squad
Division
from
Two
somebody
player.
else.
Cater Cole's put on the field like everybody else, and he showed up and clap it up to you.
Dude, they had him sixth ranked as in rookies on defense out of draft picks. I mean, that's pretty impressive when he wasn't even drafted. You know what I'm saying? And he's competing with all these other guys that are draft picks and things like that. That
Okay.
kid's played really well,
You
Omar. You got to give him a
want all
lot
these
of love, man.
participation trophies for everybody on defense.
Oh,
I'm really surprised at you, Big O. It's like participation trophies when you don't take any ownership for Jalen Phillips not playing up to expectation, for
he's played
Javon
well.
Holland not playing up to expectation.
Omar, Jalen has
Christian
played well
Wilkins
this
is playing
year.
up to expectations. Christian Wilkins is. Philip, Raekwon Davis not playing up to expectation.
No, that I will agree with you. Not
Okay.
Jalen Phillips, but I will
Okay, so
agree
we're
with
at
you on
Christian Wilkins and the inside linebacker.
Phillips and Sealer are the guys that are balling. Those three
You
guys
got
are
three
balling.
guys playing up to expectation
Yes.
on defense, and everybody else just gets a little pass because
No, it's just they're not that good, Omar.
they get a good
It's
defensive
not that they're
coordinator
not
that can
getting
actually make them.
well. I don't know what happens with Chubb because when you watch the film, he's not getting double teamed all the time. He's not even getting chip blocked all the time, and he's still not getting to the quarterback. So I don't know what Chubb's excuse is. But if I look at all the other ones, like this week, Josh Allen takes off up the middle. You see who's in the middle? Duke Riley. I tweet out right away: Zach Thomas, John Offerdahl, Nick Monicani, Duke Riley. You can
Bro,
only do so much with certain
none
players.
of those linebackers were going to be chasing down.
But I got a better chance. I got a better chance with real
often
linebackers.
the coverage.
Huh?
And a part of that is often the coverage, and there's nobody shadowing Josh Allen. So if he scrambles with his athleticism, his size, he's running about 20 yards.
I know.
It is what it is. I mean, there's a lot of things to cover on that defense against Buffalo Bills.
I know, but in general, my brother, Duke Riley compared to these guys, I love
you
Duke
chose
Riley.
to
I
resign
like
Duke
Duke Riley, dude. I like Duke Riley, but as my
You
fourth
do?
linebacker. Yeah, I do as my fourth linebacker.
Who's the third before him?
No. I'm saying if I have my three starters, he's my reserve linebacker. I like him as a reserve linebacker, but I don't like Duke Riley as a starter. I don't think that that's right. And that's what he
Okay, and
has
in
to work
passing
with.
situations, what are you going to do? You going to put a Landon Roberts on the field, or you going to put Duke Riley on the field?
That's another thing he has to deal with. Did you watch Landon Roberts in coverage? When that guy gets caught up, and that's what Boyer has to work with. And by the way,
don't make excuses for Boyers. Make better defensive selections. Call better plays. That's my whole thing. Boyer's a substandard defensive coordinator, and the sooner you realize that, and the sooner you stop making excuses for him, maybe you get a better defense.
Well, I don't know how you could get a better defense when you don't have the players.
I don't see anything wrong with the players that are on the field right now. It's a safety.
Well, you think X is impactful.
I think X carries a heavy load, and I think X is a pro bowler.
No.
X handles a lot of responsibility
No,
that
my
not
man.
everybody else
He's a
on the
heavy
team can handle.
burden. He doesn't carry a heavy load. He's a heavy burden.
Bro, I love how you disrespect your Pro Bowl selections. Only Dolphin fans and media.
He doesn't deserve to be in the Pro Bowl, dude.
Okay, he is.
I
Wrap it
don't
up
care
for
that he
him.
is. That's his celebration and that's his incentives that he gets to meet, and good for him. He'll make a couple of extra bucks, but he's not playing like a starting corner should be playing for the Miami Dolphins, and he's certainly not playing like X that we're all spoiled with for many years now. Okay.
Is he handling a heavy load on your defense,
No,
shadowing
he's not. He's not
opponent's
handling.
best player? He's not
Omar,
shadowing the opponent's best player.
Are you watching it? He's getting burned all the time, my
Okay,
man.
you didn't answer the question. Is he shadowing the opposition's best player? Except
Yes,
for Buffalo,
yes, yeah.
right?
You ever been bike riding late in the day and the sun is like across from you, and then you see your shadow, and your shadow's about 47 feet long?
Wow.
Yeah, he's
Hey,
shadowing.
listen.
Yeah, he's
Even
shadowing.
Jalen
It's
Ramsey's
a
playing
5 o'clock
phenomenal this
shadow.
year, right? Jalen Ramsey's having a phenomenal year, right?
Jalen
Even
Jalen Ramsey. I don't think anybody on
yes.
that Rams team, are they having a great
Even
year?
the most elite defensive backs get beat from time to time. And I'm not saying that X is having a dynamic year. What I am saying is his peers
Oh, he's
respect
having
him.
a terrible year, Omar. He's having a terrible
His
year,
peers
dude.
respect
Admit
him.
it.
Opposing coaches respect him because of the workload that he takes on a game. X could say, you know what, leave me on the left side corner, and this is where I'm gonna be. And what comes my way is what comes my way. And Cater Kohu, he can handle whatever else is on the opposite side. And whoever's in nickel, that's their job. Just leave me out here and give me some safety help, because usually I don't have safety help. That's what X could do. But you know what?
You're not really watching the games. If you think X is doing well, he has been a real
I didn't say X
liability
is
this
I
year.
didn't say X is played like a dominant elite player like he's played in his past. What I have said is he carries a heavier load than everybody else on your shitty defense.
No. Javon Holland carries a much bigger
Even
load,
Javon Holland.
and Christian Wilkins, bro. He has been
Christian Wilkins
so.
might play 30 snaps a game.
No, he plays a little bit more than that.
Bro,
God, no,
come on.
I got to look up the snaps there this past week. I think he played more than 30, Omar.
Okay, 35. Oh, I'm sorry,
But still,
35.
but Omar, they're super impactful if you're watching Christian Wilkins.
I love the way Christian Wilkins has played. He's stepped
Okay,
up. He's showing me that he's actually a very promising player. So I don't have a problem with the way Christian. I didn't think he was he was that type of player at the beginning of his career, but now he's showing up.
he's a franchise tackle right now, dude. They're going to pay him a lot of money. He
Oh,
is.
I don't think that's a wise move, but I
Oh
can
yeah.
respect your
Oh,
decision to do so.
he's playing great, dude.
14 games.
He's played
I'll tell you what the
great.
snap count is right now.
He's played fantastic, Omar.
He's played phenomenal. Would I give him a franchise contract? No.
Well, the man has done a marvelous job of improving every single year. He's
Damn. He's playing 56
60
snaps
what?
a game, which props to him.
Yeah, you're not watching the games, dude.
That's ridiculous.
You're not watching it. You're not watching it, Omar.
Wow. He's literally at a career high in snaps right now. This is impressive. I didn't know that.
I know you're not. I know you're not watching it, bro.
Oh,
You actually think X is carrying some kind of a load. He's carrying a load of shit, is what he's carrying. I mean, it's insulting. Do you think that X is producing, bro? He's a major problem on this team right now. They're paying him a ton of money, and he can't cover. He's having trouble constantly. They're beating him on 9 routes. They on the crossing route, forget about it. Like everybody knows, run a crossing route, and he can't stay with you.
Let me ask you, how do you stop a crossing route?
What, you got to try to get inside.
Okay.
Try to disrupt that route. Get in the guy's face a little bit.
I disagree.
You can't trail the guy by 3 yards. That's not going to help
on a
out.
crossing route. How are you going to play inside? Who's got inside leverage? And then who's got outside leverage?
Omar, I don't know what the defense is called in the first place.
But you just
that changes everything. So you're to ask me a general question like that when I don't know what the coverages are, what the formations are. It doesn't matter. But in the end, I watched the games, and the guy's having trouble staying with everybody. So I don't know if that because I don't think groin injuries get healthy in the season. You know, I don't think my history of normally if you got a growing injury, it's probably going to last you all year, and you know you're going to need the offseason. He's a shell of what he used to be. Okay, right now. He needs an off season that maybe he can come back next year healthy and show the guy that he used to be. But the explosiveness is not there with X right now. You can tell, dude. I mean, you just watch it. And then when you look at the other guy we were just talking about, Christian Wilkins, that's all explosive, all over the place. Quarterback, chasing the runners down, tackles for loss, tackles at the line of scrimmage, intimidating the crap out of the offense. That guy is everywhere, dude. I mean, Christian Wilkins has become a monster when you watch him. Seriously, like it's impressive. But X, Omar, X has been. I know he's your boy and all that stuff.
It
He's been,
always comes back to that. He's my
and by the
boy.
way, you can say I disrespect and all that shit. 18 months ago, when I said to trade his ass, I was dead ass on target. They should have traded his ass at the peak when he got all those interceptions and he was at the top of the world. You should have traded him and gotten all the
You have
picks.
another Noah Igbenogany. Woo!
Maybe, or you get another Cater Kohu. Woo! Or you get another Brandon Jones. Woo! Or maybe even Trill Williams was developing into some depth too. On
All
top
right.
of that, you just never know. See, it's easy to point at Kohu, but then they've had successes with all the other guys, and nobody talks about it. You know what I mean? So it's
Hey,
easy
man.
to pick
Look,
on Noah, but they've
successful
made
with all the
more
other
good
guys.
decisions in the secondary than bad decisions. But they pick on the one.
Who's successes with all the other guys? You talking about who? Cater, Cole, and who?
And isn't Needham a success? Isn't Brandon Jones a success?
They all right. They are okay. I mean, I'm being honest with you. A success is.
So Nick Needham is not a starting slot corner in the NFL. Off the street, is he not a starting slot corner in the NFL?
He was a fringe starting nickel. Yes, fringe starting nickel in the NFL.
All right, you want to put fringe? That's an incredible success. Off the street, no draft pick. Brandon Jones is a third-round pick.
Happens to a lot of other NFL teams too. You know that,
Brandon
right? They
Jones
find undrafted players that become actually good players. Patriots
Brandon
do it
Jones
quite often,
becomes
and they
Brandon
suck at their job.
Yeah, but it's still an excellent player for off the street. Okay, Brandon Jones is a third rounder. Turned the corner this year as a cover guy, something that you thought he couldn't do, and then everything else he does at a high level. Is that not a success?
Sure, I'll give you that.
Okay, so you get Minkah Fitzpatrick, and because the idiot coach can't get along with him, you're forced to trade him, and then you go find Javon Holland. Is that not a success?
Is Javon as impactful as Minkah?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Now, things have changed. If you watch the games, Omar, now they've got to play more zone. Now Javon has to worry more about being an insurance policy for everybody else.
Yeah,
so he's got to worry about that. Mm-hmm. So he doesn't get to play as free as he would with Byron and a healthy X, a healthy Needham, and a healthy Brandon Jones, which opens up everything for Holland, as you would know. You know what I'm talking about there. But this has changed. Javon Holland is just as good as Minkah, dude. But the bottom line is that's not the point. The point is you picked on one mistake, and I keep picking on all the successes.
Well,
so
what do you mean?
You can't be perfect. You can't be perfect. You're going to miss. You're going to swing and miss, and then you're going to hit on other ones. As long as you hit more than you miss. So if you hit on Brandon Jones, you hit on Nick Needham, you hit on Kohu, you hit on Holland, you hit on Fitzpatrick, and you miss on Noah, my brother, that's an incredible batting average. That is Hall of Fame general managing if you do that. Hall of Fame general managing. If that's your pace from here on out, you're going to hit 4 or 5 times and miss on one. I'll take that every day of the week and twice on Sundays.
All right, cool.
You wouldn't either?
Sure. Listen, if we're going to sit here and say...
The same guy at the top found X in the draft, Minkah in the draft, Holland in the draft, Brandon Jones in the draft, Kohu and Needham off the street, and missed on Noah. Seriously? Seriously? You're going to pick on Noah?
Missed on Liam Eichenberg, missed on...
No.
We're just
talking about the secondary.
You're sitting up here. No. You're sitting up here popping your collar about all Chris Greer's success stories. Let's get into the failures too.
Let's go.
Talk about draft picks.
Go ahead.
How about the failures on offensive line?
Go ahead. Talk about them.
Like,
Talk about them.
A
And then
stick
I
of
can
that.
talk, and then I can talk about the successes on the offense too, like
Okay.
Waddle, like Tua, right? That's
Okay.
paid off, right? So a couple of the linemen haven't paid off. Robert Hunt did pay off. A
Yeah.
couple of the other young linemen did
You
not
one
pay
of
off.
three. You one
But
of three.
that's right. But then you start looking around everywhere else. Didn't he find Robert Jones off the street to kind of make up for that?
Yeah, of course.
Thanks for playing. I appreciate that. So he made
Yeah.
up for
Gave him a fully guaranteed
so,
contract
so,
as a rookie, which I
so if you
respected.
don't hit so if you don't hit on a draft pick, but you find them in street free agency, doesn't
I
that
don't care
make
how you get him. I don't care how you get him. You're
okay?
right.
So there you go. So
Okay.
there you go. And then you start looking around at the rest of the offense. Gesicki doesn't fit, doesn't mean he's a bad pick. He's a good player. He's a good pick. Waddle
Right.
was a good pick, right?
Yep.
I mean, you start to look around, right? So
I would
there's
rather
other
Chase,
picks
but I'll take Waddle.
that are pretty good. Of course, you're going to take Waddle. He's a number one wide receiver.
Yeah.
Come on, dude.
I'd rather Chase, but I'll take Waddle. I'm
Okay,
just
whatever. I get it.
it's the truth. You
I get
had
that.
Chase.
But that's not the point. The point is Waddle was an excellent pick. Okay.
Yes. Yes,
Just
he
like
is.
you conveniently pick on one guy in the secondary when the rest of the secondary has been
One
phenomenal.
guy.
Yeah, one guy. You picked on
Yeah,
Noah.
I used to pick on Brandon Jones till you said he miraculously changed and became better at coverage. I really didn't see that, but hey,
I know you're not. I know it. I get you're not paying attention as much as
Nick
Brandon
Needham.
from the corner.
Nick Needham. I'm always proud of superstar. I'm disappointed that he's hurt and has to do that journey of
We all are.
agent coming off an Achilles injury, I believe it is.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, if I had to sit here and second guess Chris Greer, it would start with why you didn't do more, knowing that you weren't going to get Byron Jones. It would continue with why didn't you address Mike Gesicki when you knew he didn't fit and the tight end position. It would continue with why didn't you upgrade the linebacker position when you knew it was hot trash. And I'm fine with that.
They did upgrade the roster, but you can't upgrade every position because you got to go get Tyreek, you got to go get Connor, you got to go get Armstead.
I would also ask,
space.
Why didn't you address or compensate or try to address your safety spot when Clayton Fledgulum has been here for like 3 years, hasn't done crap, and nobody can really justify why he's still here.
But that was just a special teams guy. You have your safeties, dude.
Okay.
You have your guys that got injured.
Do you have your safeties now?
They're injured, Omar.
Okay. And you got to have guys for backup for what? Injury purposes.
And they have guys that are backups that also got injured, like Eric Rowe, who also got injured and was helping them out in that area. They have backups to their backups now playing.
Okay.
On
and
this team,
who's been here for 3 years, why didn't you upgrade on that?
It's a special teams guy. He's not really a safety.
$2.5 million?
Yeah, he took a pay cut.
I know he took a pay cut, but he was making $2.5 million before you gave him a pay cut. You did a phenomenal job evaluating that, right?
I get that, but that's mostly for special teams. Okay. That's what happens when you have some of the good special teamers that are good tacklers and all that kind of stuff. They do end up making a little money, Omar.
With the Wilson kid at receiver, who's basically a special teamer now.
Yeah. But you know why that, right? That's because he was supposed to be the starter opposite of Waddle.
Everybody off the street is playing ahead of this dude. Don't make those excuses.
Listen.
Everybody off the street. You want some Braylon Edwards? You cater. Everybody can play. You want to get in the game. Everybody can get in the game. But
yes, exactly. But he was relegated to where he's at because of Tyreek Hill became available. They were going to go Cedric and Waddle on the outsides.
He started as a slot receiver. What happened to him?
Because once you got Tyreek, you had to try to play him.
No. I'm talking about training camp.
That's what I'm saying, and that's why they probably felt better with Trent Sherfield in the training camp, because if you watched it, he was more comfortable. He knows the offense. Cedric has to now learn the offense, so I guess he was behind Sherfield in that sense. And Sherfield has been a terrific find, by the way, overall off the street.
Terrific finds, wonderful finds.
Yeah, but he's your
poor
He's like your
utilization of
fourth
resources.
receiver, man. I mean, that's
I
pretty
would love
good.
him to be my third receiver, especially
Well,
when he's making like $6 million a year.
now he's
I,
turned into the third.
okay, your running back position. What happened there before you made a trade? I
Dude,
mean,
you make it sound like they have the money to find everything in every
oh,
position.
they
You can't
did,
do that.
but they
You can't.
did.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they
It had
did.
it takes a lot of money to sign the free agents that they did sign. Omar,
Oh,
Tyreek,
they
and
had they had
Armstead.
vocal bucks in the offseason, and then enough money to trade for Tyreek Hill and pay him. Plus,
Right.
trust me, they had
You
cash.
don't
They
have a
had
lot
cash.
left over after you pay for Armstead, Tyreek, and Connor Williams and Cedric, which you didn't even count on paying, and 11 million hard cap number for Gesicki, which also kills your flexibility too. It's a
That's
lot
true.
of things. And
That's
if
true.
the coach wanted to try Gesicki, then the GM keeps him. What are you going to do? He tried it. It didn't work. They'll move on at the end of the year and they'll open up the 11 million and then they'll get their compensatory pick.
Is this how we
That's kind of what it is.
is this how we justify? I wonder. I would love to be in that locker room now and be
You
able to
can't be
go.
Omar, you can't be perfect on every move, but
I didn't
overall,
say you can't be perfect. Okay,
considering all the injuries that they've had, they're doing a really good job and
but
they've
when
set
they don't make the playoffs, when they screw up and don't manage to win 2 of the next 3 and don't make the playoffs, what is
that's what
your
you're saying.
excuse? What is your excuse going to be?
Would you like to bet money that they will win 2 of
I'm
the
just
3?
asking you, what is
No,
your
no.
excuse gonna
See,
be?
I don't play the hypothetical bullshit because that's what other shows do. I don't need to play that bullshit. I think they're going to win easily 2 out of the next 3.
Okay,
Actually, I wouldn't be
let's
surprised
hope.
if they win all 3. But what are you going to say to play that hypothetical bullshit?
I think they beat the
What are
Green
you going to
Bay.
say? You're not impressed because you think they're going to lose anyway, right?
I'm not impressed with the defense. I've said that
You're
all
not
season long.
supposed to be impressed with the defense.
Yes, I am. Yes, I
No,
am.
you're not. You're only
Yes,
supposed to
I
be impressed
am.
with
All of a
individuals
sudden,
on
you get an
defense.
offense, so that gives you permission to shit the bed. Okay, that's according to Big O. You get some injuries. They got injuries every year, every single year.
Not like this. Not like this. They have not been ravaged in their
Okay, what
secondary at this rate.
ravage. Emmanuel Ogba, Nick
Mhm.
Needham. You
Mhm.
going to count Byron Jones because he hasn't been here all season?
Well, he's missing.
Has he been on your? Has he been on your roster all season?
That's a problem. Why your defense isn't that good, Omar?
And you should have known it from day one, which is why you should have addressed it in the offseason.
Oh yeah, no, of course, because you can easily replace 2 corners that you're paying over $20
They
million.
tried to replace him. Yeah, they
Come on,
can. Yeah, they
man.
can. Yeah, they can.
Okay, they'll replace him with Nick Needham, who got injured, who they'll replace him with Trill Williams, who then got injured, who then they have to now use Division II Cater Kohu, and he's actually done a pretty good job. I mean, they're down to their 4th string corner on the outside.
Legitimately, what are they down to? Okay, they got X, they're down 2, they're down 3, they're down Trill 4.
Yes.
They don't like Noah. So who is after Trill?
Can't play. No, and they just lost the last couple of weeks Eric Rowe too.
No, I'm talking about corners. So you lost 3 corners.
Yeah. It's a lot. And by the way, X, not only did you lose 3 corners, X is also a shadow of what he used to be right now because of the
and then Brandon Jones, and then now Eric Rowe. Wasn't Eric Rowe concussion? What was he?
Yes, it's concussion. I think it is.
Okay, so you might get him back. Hopefully.
Hopefully. All right, give me a prediction because I got to go to poop part. What happens this week against the Packers? You got them losing?
No, I think they'll take care of business. I'm not sure which Packers team will show up. This is not their element. I'm predicting a win, and if they do lose, it will be because the defense struggled.
All right, what do you got going on I Am Athlete?
We're doing new segments now with our FanDuel partner, playing a game called Who's Parlay Plays. So betting parlays each week and seeing basically whose parlay has the most success. So at season 4 is going to launch, I believe, the first week of January.
All right, beautiful thing. And by the way, it's a hamstring, I'm told, for Rowe, not the concussion. So that could linger too at the same time.
Hamstring. Yeah, he's done.
Brutal. Follow him on Twitter at Omar Kelly and catch his work there at I Am Athlete. And go tell him about some of the players in the Dolphins there on Twitter. All right, Omar. We'll see you next week, my brother. Appreciate you.
Tell Poupart I said hello.
You got it. There he goes. Omar Kelly. Call my guys, Sean Williams at essentialmovingexperts.com, 844-368-5750. Long moving services, home moving services, long distance moving services, office relocation, anywhere in the country. Call my man, Sean, 844-368-5750. That is your Dolphins exchange.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.